There are a few things more stressful for a homeowner than when your heating or cooling system just gives up. One minute, everything's humming along. The next, you're in the middle of an emergency. So today, we're going to turn that panic into a solid plan.
Picture this. We've all been there, right? It's the absolute hottest day of the summer. The air is just thick, and you realize your house feels more like a sauna. That's the exact moment we're going to get you ready for. Because honestly, understanding the playbook, from why things break to how to fix them, is what turns a full-blown crisis into just a manageable problem. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. To understand why your system fails, you have to understand the enemy. And believe me, your HVAC unit is fighting a constant battle with the world right outside your front door.
I mean, just think about how brutal the conditions can be. In a place up north, your furnace is fighting off temperatures of, say, -20 degrees for months straight. Then, just a few months later, that same system's air conditioner is battling 95-degree heat and sticky, oppressive humidity.
That is a temperature swing of over 100 degrees in a single year. An extreme shift like that pushes your equipment to its absolute max, and that is just a recipe for serious wear and tear.
And it's not just the temperature. In a lot of areas, you've got this heavy clay soil that shifts and heaves when it freezes and thaws, putting a ton of physical stress on your ductwork. Then, you add in the fact that so many homes built in the 90s and 2000s have systems that are all hitting that 15 to 25-year-old mark right now. Well, you've got a perfect storm brewing.
So, how do you actually spot trouble before it turns into a disaster? Well, your system will almost always give you little clues before it completely dies. The trick is just knowing how to read them.
This one's a classic. If you're noticing that some rooms in your house are boiling hot while others are freezing cold, or maybe the air coming out of your vents just feels kind of weak, that's your system struggling. Could be anything from a blower problem to leaky ducts, but it's a for sure sign of inefficiency.
Your HVAC system should be pretty quiet, right? So if you start hearing banging, clanking, or squealing, that points to a mechanical problem that really needs attention right away. And same goes for smells. If it's musty or smells like something is burning, that could be anything from mold to a dangerous electrical issue. You just can't ignore these things.
Your utility bill can be an amazing diagnostic tool. If you see your costs suddenly shoot up, but you haven't changed how you use your system, that is a huge red flag. It means your system is working way, way harder to do the same job, and it's just burning through your money.
And there are so many other ways a system can cry for help. Is your AC blowing warm air? Your furnace blowing cold? Does it turn on and off every few minutes? That's called short cycling. Or maybe you see water pooling around the unit? Hey, even a blank thermostat is an urgent signal that something is wrong.
Okay, so the system's definitely on the fritz. How comes that big and, often expensive question? Do you try to fix it, or is it finally time to replace the whole thing?
This can feel really overwhelming. I get it. But there's actually a simple little formula that can cut right through the confusion and help you make a smart, logical decision instead of a purely emotional one.
It's called the $5,000 rule, and it's really straightforward. All you do is take the age of your unit in years and multiply it by the estimated cost of the repair.
Okay, here's how it works, step by step. First, find out how old your system is. Second, get a real quote for the repair cost. Third, just multiply those two numbers together. Age times cost. If that final number is over $5,000, the rule suggests you're probably better off putting that repair money toward a brand new, more efficient system.
Let's make this super clear with an example. Let's say your furnace is 12 years old, and it needs a repair that's going to cost you $500. You multiply 12 by 500 and you get $6,000. Well, that's way over the $5,000 line, which is a strong signal that you'd be throwing good money after bad. In this situation, replacement is almost certainly the smarter long-term financial move.
So, you've decided to make the call to a pro. Knowing what you should expect from that service visit is going to empower you and, frankly, protect you from getting taken advantage of during what is a really stressful time.
A good service company works on your schedule, especially when it's an emergency. They should give you clear, upfront pricing. No surprises, no hidden fees. Their technicians should show up with a truck stocked with the parts to fix most common problems on that very first trip. And of course, clear communication is just key.
The process itself should be simple and make sense. It starts with a really thorough diagnosis to find the actual root of the problem. Then it moves to the repair or the installation. And it always ends with testing to make sure the job was done right.
And listen, this part right here is non-negotiable. The technician has to explain the problem in plain English, not jargon.
They should show you the broken part if they can, and they absolutely must give you a full final price before they start any of the work. They shouldn't pick up a single tool without your okay.
And after the repair is done, the job still isn't over. A true professional verifies their work. They'll measure the airflow, check the temperature readings, make sure all the safety controls are working, and run the system through a complete cycle just to confirm that everything is perfect.
So at the end of the day, when you know the warning signs, when you understand the financial formula, and when you recognize what a professional service call should look like, it changes everything. It takes that moment of pure panic and turns it into a clear, manageable plan that puts you back in the driver's seat.
So now you've got the playbook. You have the framework to face down pretty much any heating or cooling crisis that comes your way. The only question left is, are you going to wait for an emergency, or are you going to get ahead of the game?